Okay, Ads, I was trying to hit a big sweeping hook there, which I did, mate. And there are two main variables that affect the direction of the golf ball. They are club face angle and also swing path. And you're well known for an incredible drill out there involving the visual of a nail going through a golf ball, aren't you?
Yeah.
So I want you to jump in here and show the players at home how they can use that to improve the curvature of the golf ball, because we can see that was a big sweeper, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, path controls the curvature. It's in an opposite way. So the more the path goes to the right, all else being equal, the more the ball will tend to curve to the left and vice versa. And so in terms of the instinctive ways, I thought, well, how can I get people to change their path without overloading them with technical information? Because I mean, there's a million things on where your arms are positioned, body rotations, and it can get really complicated. But the most instinctive approach I found was to actually get a golf ball and I drove a nail through it. I don't have that with me right now, but I do have an alignment stick that we can simulate a nail. And so the idea with that is just to tap into your instinct and say, how can I hammer a nail in different directions?
Sure.
So if I want my path to be more to the right, in other words, what you just did there, which is hit an intentional hook, I would just visualize this nail being more to the right, like that. And so I would ask people to stand there. You can stand with your feet square. Feet don't have to change for this. I mean, if it's easier for you to close your stance off, go for it.
Yep.
But even with a square stance, just visualizing hammering that nail in this direction. And we talked earlier about how thinking about the task self-organizes the movement. So you get the movement for free. And what I found was when I got people to hammer the nail to the right, automatically the backswing started to change.
Yep.
The downswing started to change. Even their sequence started to change. And so, yeah, that's the approach that I would use. And if you're a hooker of the golf ball like me, I actually aim that nail more to the left to help neutralize my path.
Yeah, perfect. So in terms of error detection for the players at home, first of all, seeing that the ball is curving too much, in which direction. So for example, guys, if the ball is curving too much from right to left for the right-hander, there is a good chance that your path is coming too far from in to out, or from behind you and out, and vice versa for a slice. So let's say for those players who are hooking it, Adam, their visualization would be having the nail actually coming through the opposite side. Now, in terms of them creating a practice environment, so they're just not always adjusting their stance, having an alignment stick down on the ground relative to their, let's say, baseline or their foot line there, can be beneficial for them, right? So they're actually getting the real feeling of doing it with their motion rather than just their stance line.
Yeah, you could use the foot spray again and just draw a line, you know, place a stick on the ground and spray a little bit of paint over the top of it so you get that visual on the ground. So that's a good way of doing it as well.
Yep.
You can place alignment sticks either side of it, so you could have one this side like this, one the other side, and so regardless of where your stance is, you're visualizing swinging down that channel a little bit more.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so why don't you go ahead and hit this one here. So I hit a nice big sweeping hook there. Okay. So you can see Adam's got a square stance line. He's got an alignment stick down on the ground, which is going to give him the visualization of that nail. And try and create that picture in your head, guys, of that nail going through the ball. The flat end is towards the camera there, and Adam's trying to swing across and nail that down in the direction of that red line.
Yeah, so I do lots of practice swings to get the feel for it, and then hit the shot as a rehearsal.
We can see that.
An extension of that rehearsal.
Yeah, perfect. Started left of that white line, had a beautiful little baby fade back to the right there. Yeah. And as we can see,
7 degrees out to in, whereas it's on here, says, lost it. There you go, 7.6 out to in.
Yeah, perfect. So Adam's referring to this number just here, club path relative to the target, out to in, cutting across the golf ball in that direction. Okay, so an extension of this, Adam, right, we've got the awareness for players at home that they might be over curving the golf ball, mate. From there, it's trying to map out the feel of the opposite, correct?
Yeah,
As an extension of that, then what would you recommend?
Well, in terms of practicing that, I would, if you can, get onto a launch monitor so you can actually get more specific numbers for it. Now, you don't have to be zeroed out. You don't have to have a perfect neutral path to play good golf. But
It's hard to maintain.
yeah, we just want to kind of minimize the amount of curvature. And one of the ways that people can identify their path at home without a launch monitor is to look at their patterns of shot. So if you're a player whose pattern is a push, right, a hook, and your good shots draw onto the target, then we know that your path is in to out.
Yeah.
And the opposite you can see here, if you've got a fade pattern, so if your good on target shots are fades to get there, and then your pattern is a pull as a bad shot or a slice, then you're an out to in player.
Yeah.
And so just, you know, keep monitoring it, keep trying to introduce the opposite feel until you get your shot pattern, your on target shots to not have much curvature. And then that's a good sign that your path is square as well.
Okay, perfect. So what I want you to do on the next 2 shots, Adam, is show some extremes. Right?
Okay.
So I want to see a big sweeping hook first of all. Right?
Well,
put you to the test. We've already done it in our first video of first strike locations. So
you know, 7.6 is pretty extreme. But yeah.
let's go over here. Give me a big hook. All right?
Okay. And one point to note as well is ball position can and probably should change when you're changing your path.
Yeah.
And the rule for that is the more in to out you're trying to swing, or the more right you're trying to swing, place the ball more right in the stance or more back in the stance, and vice versa. So you can see I shifted my ball position back here. Now I'm going to try and swing much more extremely from in to out. Kerrod's getting
Look at it.
a little
Put my shin behind the quad.
scared there.
There we go.
A bigger
Perfect.
hook. That was 12 degrees in to out.
Love that.
That's pretty extreme. I think I've got it to 15, 20 before, being ridiculous with it.
Love it.
There's 12.4 out to, in to out.
Okay, now this one, the ball position might move a little bit further forward.
and
We've
it
got the
feels if I chop
visualization
across it.
of that club moving across it.
And by the way, we're not trying to make good swings here. We're trying to make intentionally poor swings, just to feel out what we're trying to do with the path. So feel a different path motion.
Yeah, perfect. So let's have a look at that path number. What do we got down there?
That was 12 left? No, 17.
17
All
left.
right, I really
17
exaggerated
left.
that. I got it to fade, but not enough.
Yeah, base didn't stay enough open, but 7, that was a long way. All right, now let's top it off with a nice straight one.
Okay, it's close
Easy
to
as
zero.
showing off.
Now, interestingly, so I will say this, my path tends to be a little in to out.
Yep.
So for me to hit straight, I actually have to feel like that nail is pointing a little bit to the left.
Yeah.
Decent
Very
shot.
good. Yeah.
It's okay. Half a degree in to out. So not too bad. I didn't get 0-0 this time.
So look guys, if your ball is curving a little bit more than you would like, here's a great visualization you can use with a nail poking through the golf ball, and simply just train in such a way where you're working on extremes, in to out, out to in, find the middle ground, bring some awareness to which sort of curvature you have first, understanding the pattern that applies to that. Some incredible information here at RoboGolf in Las Vegas with Adam Young. Stay tuned for the next vid.
Thanks for watching this video. YouTube thinks that you would benefit from watching this one next. So click that card and it could be the tip that you need to take your game to the next level. I'll see you next time.